great pleasure for me to be here serving you as a Master of Ceremony tonight. And I would like to welcome you to the first part of tonight's event. This is the high-level panel discussion on community-based change through STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. STEM Synergy, along with its partners worldwide, works to provide hands-on learning opportunities to young students through different methods and programs. At STEM Synergy, we strongly believe every healthy and sustainable community requires equitable and inclusive opportunities for high-quality science, technology, engineering, and mathematics learning processes. And we believe there is a scientist in every child. It's a natural gift. All we have to do is just untap it or give the children the opportunity to take out what they have by nature. And this being an introduction, I'm going to call upon my first panelist, who is at the same time the chairperson for this, or the moderator for this session. That is Dr. Talaon Tesfaye. If you could please welcome him to the stage. Dr. Talaon, he has a BSc and an MSc degree in physics and a PhD in nuclear radiation physics. My panelists would include, first, Professor John Akek. He is the Vice Chancellor with the University of Juba since 2014. Please welcome Professor John to the stage for me. And sir, welcome. And my next panelist will be Dr. Tadele Hagos, Director of Tigray Development Association. Please welcome Dr. Tadele for me. And my next panelist will be Mr. Getachew Gezaim. Of course, many of you know Mr. Getachew. He is my next panelist. Please welcome Mr. Getachew for me to the podium. And so is the country director for STEM Synergy Ethiopia office. And finally, I would like to call upon Dr. Belina Terfasa. Please welcome Dr. Belina for me to the podium. So Dr. Belina Terfasa is a chemistry lecturer at Kotobe Metropolitan University. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm going to go straight to my moderator for this session. Please welcome Dr. Talaon Tesfaye for me.
The first questions are categorized under mission and objectives of STEM Synergy. These are the questions. Second category is on objectives. I think the right person to answer these questions is Ato Getachew. Ato Getachew, you may reflect on missions and objectives of STEM Synergy in Ethiopia.
Well, I will define these two central issues, not in a conventional way, but in a different way. And that is by defining our missions based on our needs, on our requirements, region-wise and country-wise. So we have to define the nomenclature of our problems, our needs. Science education has been delivered to our students linearly. We have been teaching physics, we have been teaching mathematics, and the different other subjects. This way of handling our education system didn't solve our problem. We are producing students that are not experts in their field. They don't have the confidence to assess their environment and to identify the problems which are hindering the community as well as the nation and at large scale the region. So this has been replicating for the last 20 or 30 years. So our education system has to introduce a new way, which is innovative and which can make the student competent, which has skills, knowledge, and attitude to deal with problems. So our mission is crafted around these needs. Our education system, which is the conventional, which uses the conventional method, has led us astray. So we have to emulate other models which are functional. These models are emulated from Europe, from USA, and the order of the day is to introduce STEM education. STEM education has integration, it has aspirations, it incorporates all the necessary knowledge, skill. All this has to go into solving the community's problem at a grassroots level. If you go up, this has to solve also the nation's need. It has also to cope up with the region's need. The region, which is defined as a sleeping giant, now it is on a different route and is picking up momentum. It is competing with the rest of the world. So if it is to compete with the rest of the world, its education system has to be dramatically changed. That is the approach. So our mission is crafted to address the need of the community, the need of the nation, and the need of the region. So STEM is specified as the antidote for these problems. When we go down to the objectives, we have to identify our target groups. We have to identify specific methodologies to introduce this STEM into the education system. And we have also to identify partners who will be working with us to boost the education system and bring up STEM education into the system. So we have been improvising for the last 7 or 8 years, and once this is in place, we try to transform the formal education system. We want to mainstream our improvisation or our programs into the mainstream. And gradually we want to modify the education system so it is on track to accept this mode of teaching, or this mode of introducing science into the education system. So this will be, I think, to highlight our mission and objective. Thank you.
The next question is questions on strategy. What are the strategies to be followed to effect the mission and objectives of STEM in Ethiopia and in African context in general? So, I would like to start from Professor.
A lot of coffee is produced in Ethiopia, but in South Sudan, where I come from, the coffee is brought from Europe, packed. Why? Because we haven't got the technologies of processing. And technology is you combine science and get a way of doing certain things. And sometimes those who have the technology do not share it with those who don't have, because it gives you a competitive edge. That is really essence for Africa, to master science and technology and to be able to establish industries, especially in agriculture, where we able to raise the production and eradicate poverty and create jobs for the millions and billions of youth. That is because it's the most useful country, continent in the world. Now, what is the strategy? I think the strategy that is being followed is actually to get them young, to actually the motto of the STEM energy is that there is a scientist in every child mind. And the earlier you capture them, the better, because young people are the most creative, adaptable, and actually quick to learn. And what we have seen here is that we have the STEM centers where the schools, starting from lower secondary to higher secondary, can come in and get involved doing some projects. So they can actually learn technology, and universities try to give them some knowledge about how they can actually understand what they're doing. And so they will be able to build their own devices and have appreciation of that really hands-on. This is the secret of STEM, the strategy, that they really have a feel about how that can work. So I think the strategy captured young before they come to university, and you will have successful scientists, technologists, mathematicians, and engineers.
Thank you, Professor. Regarding the strategy, the best experience of STEM synergy in our country is in Tigray region. Dr. Kadele is the head of TDA. The strategies are best implemented in that region. You may highlight the achievements there and how these strategies were implemented.
Well, as introduced earlier, I am Kadele. The Tigray Development Association has been working with government for over 28 years now in the areas of education, health, and social services. TDA has been working with Gelfand Family Charitable Trust, GSCT, the predecessor of the STEM synergy. We have been instrumental in establishing STEM centers throughout the country and facilitating STEM summer outreach programs. As we all know, Ethiopia aspires to be among the middle-income countries in the near future. The government developed a 70-30 university enrollment policy, where 70% of the students are channeled to science and technology fields, while the remaining 30% join social sciences and humanities. So the STEM education helps in realizing this 70-30 enrollment policy. If we are to channel 70% of the students to science and technology fields, it demands students who are inspired, who are enthusiastic, who are willing to learn science education. And this has to start from as early as possible. And this, the former PSCT and the current STEM synergy helps to address this in two main areas. One, it establishes STEM centers in universities, east, west, north, south. These STEM centers in universities and high schools, they help to initiate science education. They help to stimulate students' desire to learn science through providing hands-on training. Second, there is a STEM summer outreach program. The STEM summer outreach program was introduced in two universities, in fact 3 universities, Bahar Dar, Aksum and Maqale first. Then, through the generosity of Mr. Mark here, we tried it in 14 universities, where high school students, high school students, were made to use university facilities for 6 weeks during the summer, where they gained hands-on science education in university laboratories. This was a very successful program, and then the government embraced it as its own program, and now over 40,000 high school students are using university facilities during the summer, and this is tremendously increasing students' desire to learn science. So this helps the realization of the 70-30 university enrollment, and by doing so, it helps the country in realizing its vision of industry-led economic development. Thank you very much.
Still, we will remain on the strategy. The Science Shared Campus is implemented in Kotabe Metropolitan University. This strategy may be elaborated by Dr. Balina. Please, Dr. Balina.
Thank you, Dr. Fadal. The issue of having the next generation is a global issue. The motto coined by this state synergy, inside every child there is a scientist. Yes, of course. Scientists are coming from the child. There is a philosophy, what we call the thinking, cultivating the thinking. And in our context, if we were in the school, it is more of cultivating the thinking. And then we have been taught, and we are also teaching science as a story. But science is a journey. You have to do something. Then it needs hands-on skill. Basically, as a chemist, I can say that it is just doing something in a test tube very small to check whether it is working or not. Because I'm a synthetic chemist, I can think what I have synthesized. It was very milligrams, in milligrams, and then it is published. And then after bringing a test tube, we have to increase the amount that goes to manufacturing. So we need now technology. The thinking, the philosophy, the science, the doing, then the technology, the manufacturing. Now, do we need scientists in society? Or if you have a very good scientists in our country, yes. Do you have technologists? Or if you have technologists in our own, if you can just manufacture computer, this mobile cell phones, everything here in our country, everyone has. But the question is, how can you get these people? Where shall we go? This is a challenge for the society. I love this program because it opens up the eyes of the 8th, the 9th, and the 6th grade students. So the motto is right, because inside every child there is a scientist. I am a witness. We have to invest into our children in a way that we can extract as much scientists as possible from the society. It is the way they are cultivated which makes them scientists or not. The STEM program is really a very important program which has to be invested to get the next generation scientists, medical doctors, everything. So, one of the strategy, there is a STEM center. Yes, there is a STEM center. Children from different schools are doing projects and opening their projects and so on. But one issue is, universities as a pool of knowledge, why don't you share this science to the society? We have to open the universities to the society. Because relatively there is a huge knowledge in the university. As a result, Science Shared Campus is a feedstock for STEM center. High achiever students are there. What we did, just to explain what is Science Shared, Kotre Metropolitan University, and with Mr. Mark, then Getachew, we devised a mechanism in a way that we can take certain number of students from the catchment area of Kotonou. Those students who have achieved higher grades or higher marks in grade 8. Normally we talk about 100 students, very, very, very active students. High achievers, really, we saw them that really they would be scientists. And it's called, I have been teaching chemistry for a very long time in the university, and I was a teacher trainer and so on. And when this issue came, I just volunteered. We have to give, I have to give opportunity. Not for your child, but for my child. We have to open, instead of the normal, formal education from primary, secondary, and then university, why don't you break up? Why don't you have a side school? Now we have started, yes, we have 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade now. Surprisingly, out of 90 students, 76 students just got straight A. And one thing I tell you is that I am teaching university freshman students, as well as also I am teaching this 9th grade. The course outline is the same, except the way it has to be treated. The exam was the same, but very difficult. Almost all students got all the questions right. Why did the freshmen did it? Most of the time, most of them failed. So this is simply, I'm telling you this story because it is something true that really we can have very, very active and clever students. We can say that they are talented students which are in the society. Now we have tried only for some schools in the Kotonou, but you can imagine how many children are remaining outside. Not in Addis, but in the rural areas also. Simply, we are wasting our human resources. You know that some countries are having a very nice football team. How come? Because they select physically fit and just active students who can play football during, there is a college where they are taking to the high level. Football college after a year or why don't we have such for the scientists, a channel for the scientists also, so that we can get those, like we are appreciating very nice football players. Why don't we train our children so that we can have the best scientist players? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Fatina, for your excellent presentation on the role of science shared campuses. Thank you for that. Now, we will move swiftly to questions on supporting and organizational arrangements. So, the panelists, any one of you can reflect on the last category of questions.
On Monday, we are going to launch the first STEM Center in Juba, again supported by STEM Synergy by Mark Gelman Family Trust. And I think it works the same. It's a well-packaged, well understood the way it actually works. The university gives land where actually it is built. And so it's a trust in our hands. We also appoint coordinator for the center who actually works to communicate with the other STEM, especially here, this STEM Synergy headquarters here, We also work with Israel in South Sudan to coordinate on behalf of the STEM energy in South Sudan. So we can provide equipment, provide supply. At the same time, we appoint experts. These are new bright graduates from various fields, mechanical, electrical, science, electronics, and so on. They come here, they are trained. We are just starting, but I've seen it working in FOCA and many other STEM centers here. So basically, it's, we work as a network, supporting one another. Also, we get experts from STEM centers here going and actually transferring skill and training our experts there. So more or less, I think, but again, every place is different. So I think it's a wonderful initiative, it's a wonderful project, and I feel that down the line, 5 years time, the effect will actually be felt in our industries. Thank you.
Now I will give time to the audience to throw some questions to the panelists.
Because we still have the dinner session and the exhibition, I'm going to give you a chance to ask 3 very, very important questions.
My name is Abba Mohammed. I'm from Save the Children, and as an educator for the last 40 years, I've really been energized now, because this is really very important. Let me start with this. The professor from South Sudan indicated that one strategy is to start young. I know why you start with the higher education system, because we have current problems and we need to solve those problems. But I think this is much more relevant for the young. This is incredibly important, and thank you for your support for this. I think we need to start early. That's very critical. Now the question is there a way where this exercise provides ideas and ways of doing things in terms of changes in curriculum, changes in textbook development, changes in teacher training, bit by bit? We don't have to apply as a package, but it can, this experiment, this pilot, can contribute to our curriculum, the current curriculum. How can we improve the current curriculum?
My question is about how proper is your program in general, and how are you targeting marginalized groups such as children or the youth in the emerging regions, girls and people with disabilities as well. I've heard from one of the presenters or the panelists, academic achievement is one of the criteria to enroll the students. But we know learning achievement in Ethiopian context by large relates to finding wealth, academic or educational status of their caregivers, and even poverty in general. And of course, we need to have an education system, and our support for the country, for the communities, needs to be inclusive and appropriate. So, just need to know your strategies, your plan.
I want to reflect on the questions posed by Barbara. It was, in fact, challenging us. How can we modify the system gradually? How can the present system can accommodate our anticipated changes? Our STEM centers work with the school system. They exploit the existing informal system. We have clubs in the schools. These clubs are flexible. They don't adhere to the formal system, So if we have a program which is attractive to them, they can simply assimilate that program and they will implement it in their clubs activities. The formal program or the formal system is very cumbersome, it's very massive. It cannot be transformed at once. The science clubs are entry points for us. So we work with them. We provide them with projects. We provide them with resources to experiment with our programs. And in the meantime, we are working with the Ministry of Education. And in every forum, we address the issue. How should we go about integrating our curriculum and embedding this STEM education gradually? So we work both inwards and outwards. And we are, in fact, getting results. Thank you.
Yes, yes, sir, please.
Thank you. The issue raised by Atwara, starting as early as possible and having a wider impact is very important. And this program is doing this by using two methods. The first one is having coordination, having synergy with the system itself. Like for example, in introducing this STEM outreach, summer outreach program, what we did was, first we piloted it with 3 universities, accepting students to accept the summer outreach program as a national program that is funded by the government itself. So now, summer outreach, STEM outreach program doesn't need TDA, doesn't need STEM synergy, doesn't need Mr. Mark. It is a national program embraced by the government itself. This is how one initiative can be taken as a national program. The other thing is, when we coordinate our efforts with Woreda education offices, with the school system, as Abdul mentioned, we organize school clubs. We draw students from neighboring schools to participate in these 3 centers. We participate different officials in workshops. So we stimulate them to take this program into their program. That's how they can use it in their curriculum, they can use it in their curriculum development and teacher training. So,
in Ethiopian education policy, there is a rule which is written on one line which says education for gifted education, and also for those children living with disability. Much attention is given for the disabled children. Yes, they have to give an attention. But the other spectrum is left, which are really very, very extreme cases. There is no, in the policy it is indicated, but there is no, what you call the document for the implementation of this. One, the other issue is, just to make it short, I want to, from the question that is raised from my sister there, about the equity. The issue is, actually, to be talented is not naturally given, but it has to be cultivated. If it's not cultivated, it doesn't go anywhere. Then talented people should be given equal opportunity without any discrimination. That's it. In the Cotonou Metropolitan University Science Share, fortunately, 55% of the students were girls. And the key point, the issue that we have raised after entering this one is who is talented. Actually, there is also a debate. Why do we say STEM? Why don't you say STEAM? A. If you add A, then art must be also included. Starting from the kindergarten, how do we identify talented ones and then carry out the way? So in the implementation, where are we heading then after high school? Especially in the case of Science Share Campus, we have almost taught the freshman courses. The Ministry of Education is aware about this in a way that finally there must be some, especially in the universities, where these talent students are joining. Thank you.
Today here with us here, the Minister of South Sudan, the Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology is here. So actually they're coming on board. The Director General of the Ministry for Science and Innovation is here. The advisor to the Minister is here. So the policy making body is actually coming on board because and they have seen themselves today what is happening in CPA here and how it operates. That is very important for us. So this expanding, network is already happening. In South Sudan again, we are apart from the training, the labs for the youngsters to try out their ideas. We also are actually providing the vocational training, which is going to support industry. In auto mechanic, also in wood technology, and also in plumbing. So this is really for the needs of South Sudan, and that is actually serving private sector and also in construction. So you can see the idea itself is really good, and I absolutely agree with you. That is the way to go. So, but you have to start somewhere, and you cannot actually run before you walk. The other thing that I need to about catching them early young. I think our education system need to know, as you said, actually what is the interest of the child. What is that? And then how do we actually know and spot them and actually guide them, along the way? I think this particular program is aiming to capture the scientists and engineers and technologies of the future early on. But also, while they're doing this, and I have seen lots of girls and boys today, doing robotics and so on. And girls tend to think that engineering is the stuff for the boys. But again, now they have been fired up and they are actually on board. So working as a team, I saw them working together as a team. This is something that our education system, the whole of Africa needs. How do you actually sit around the table without fighting each other, so that you can be able to come, put your heads together and generate ideas. These skills are actually life skills besides engineering. So we are not only teaching engineering, we are teaching team skills, which is right about in the countries that are actually industrial. You have to work as a team because you are not the same, bringing in different, And so for our education system, we need to develop that very early on, and through STEM Center, you are developing teamwork and cooperation, rather than competition. I think that is extremely important.
Regarding the synergy, that's what we are doing now. We are looking for synergy with all stakeholders that are gathered here. So this is a new idea. It has not been 100% accepted all over the world, but as Getachew rightly says, it is a silver bullet to address the issue of workforce problems. So all of you are gathered here, will vote for STEM, wherever you are and whenever possible, and act in support of STEM. If that is the case, our workshop is successful.
Mr. Mark Gelfand is the founder of STEM, he is the creator of the idea, he is the donor, he is everything. And we need to give him a large round of applause before he comes up here for his closing. My presenters and my panelists. So Dr. Dlaham and Professor John Akik and Dr. Belina and Dr. Fadela and Dr. Getachew, thank you very, very much. Please give them a round of applause. So please welcome Mr. Mark Gelfand, the founder of STEM.
I know we're running late on time, so I'll be very, very short. I do want to thank the partners of the Ethiopian Science and Robotics Fair, the Ministry of Education, the Ethiopian Academy of Sciences, and the Ethiopian Young Academy of Sciences, and also EBS, our media partner, and also UNESCO. I just want to quickly say a couple of things. The statement inside every child is a scientist. There is a scientist. That was my quote. It was actually one of my sons. All three of my sons are engineers, and I was lucky in that way. They got it through a parent in their house. Similarly, I have an uncle who's an engineer, and that's where I learned the STEM fields. And it's now my job all of our jobs for the next generation. And that's why we do this. That statement came from my son. I said, I need a statement. And the mayor of Bishaftu was challenging me for a slogan to put under the door, under the first STEM center. What should the children have? And I'm thinking, let's see, every engineer has obsessive compulsive disorder. That's not good. So one of my sons might have came up with that slogan. Community-based change through STEM. We're making this up as we go along. There's no master plan. I built the first center under the auspices of the national government. Really, they took an experiment, a chance on me, and I took a chance on them. It was a wonderful experiment, and it's continuing to evolve more and more. So every situation is a little different. Sometimes we have to build a building, sometimes we have to repurpose a building. Some communities, agriculture is more important than mechanical engineering. But you know what? It turns out they're both the same. And in fact, agriculture equals electronics now. So it turns out we have extra labs depending on the STEM center and how many labs they have and what their interests are. It's been a wonderful experience. I think we even do things that are the UNESCO challenge, which is peace and development. We have, I could go through the different regions. We're in almost every region in Ethiopia. That's unheard of, I think. There's not really many things like that. Science and engineering is universal. It doesn't care about gender. It doesn't care about ethnic background. It's the fun of inventing and making things happen. And we're proving that, I think, it's STEM synergy. So I don't have much more to say other than the very quick statements like that. I feel, and look, we're even doing this between countries. We have STEM-oriented projects in Rwanda, Burundi, in Kenya. So, and all the nations collaborate. Addis Ababa has a really nice place for that because the airlines fly everybody there, and everybody wants to come to us. So it works out really well. You're seeing Act 1, and who knows what Act 2 will be, but more and more and more and more. I would like to see a little more international support for our projects. I got very lucky in business, and I was able to support all of this. I'm now retired, I'm older than I look, and I'm working harder than ever. I'm assuming that foundations and hopefully businesses, large corporations, they see this as very beneficial to them. The industrial park, what we do is helpful to get them to better workers. And so I'm sure that the various communities will do it. And actually one of our biggest supporters is the Ethiopian government, because they're supporting many of these programs now. They've taken it on themselves. It's been very gratifying. In a way, STEM is kind of lonely. We talk about it being all over the world, but it's not. It's a lonely quest. People might say the words, but they don't actually put it to practice. And I find, I'll close in saying that I find that Ethiopia has been a really warm home to me. And I feel very comfortable here. In some ways more comfortable than my own country, the United States. Thank you all for coming, and I really appreciate your presence and your outreach when you talk to other people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gelfand, and that passion, it really is justified, I guess. So anything more you have to say, we will say it in the other auditorium, sir. Now, thank you all so much. We're going to go to the other auditorium where we're going to have the dinner reception. We have the ministers waiting for us. We're going to go straight there. area is about how to provide that access for STEM learning for young students in Ethiopia, and the way forward, in a way, was stated as well. And through STEM, students will get a chance to understand what they wish to study in the future through a hands-on experience and through the STEM programs in the country and throughout the world. And specifically, young girls who wish to pursue higher education, university education, who want to get involved in science, technology, and engineering, and mathematics, innovation. It is a very important platform for the girls, for the young girls, who always thought they couldn't deal with science. But actually, STEM is saying everyone and anyone can actually take charge in becoming an innovator and a scientist. So, girls and ladies, you should be really pleased tonight. So STEM Synergy is working to create access to students and schools for science labs they can use for free of charge with close range to their schools in all regions throughout Ethiopia. And we create STEM centers, physical and virtual computer laboratories and science fairs and science museums for students to use these platforms to excel in their lives. And these will help students become solution-providing engineers and innovators. And EBS Television is our media partner, and Ministry of Education of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, and Ethiopia Academy of Science, ETIAS, Ethiopian Young Academy of Science, Science, and UNESCO, and Israel and EWB are our partners. Please give them a round of applause. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. So, without further ado, I'm going to call upon Ato Getachew Gazzagne, who is the country director for STEM Ethiopia, to come here and give you a brief welcome speech before we go to dinner. Please welcome Ato Getachew for me with a round of applause.
Your Excellency, Dr. Tlaye Gete, Minister of Education of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Your Excellency, Honorable Justice Yin Oral Lamtut, Minister of Science and Technology of South Sudan, Mr. Mark Gelfand, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to this special event organized by STEM Synergy to introduce the organization to partner organizations and to kickstart a national science fair competition on November 10, 2017 at the Ethiopian Academy of Sciences. Please allow me to take this opportunity to announce the inauguration of a STEM Center on the 13th November 2017. This shows that STEM is taking root in Africa. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ato Getachew, for that welcome speech and for that quick one. And then opening remarks will be delivered by Mr. Mark Gelfand, who is the founder of STEM Synergy. Please welcome Mr. Gelfand to the stage for me.
I was so happy that you're not making me dance, because always when there's music and I have to dance, and I have genetic defect, I have 2 left feet. So I want to tell you a little story. At one of the STEM centers, this was the one at Calamino and Mekelle. Maybe it addresses one of the questions that were asked at the end. It was a random visit, and there happened to be 2 groups of students. One group was about in 1st and 2nd grade, and there was also some older students. The students who were in 1st and 2nd grade were working on various STEM projects, and one was lighting up an LED light bulb on a prototype type board that used for building all kinds of circuits. And they're having trouble. The LED light wasn't going on. So I looked at it. They were 1st and 2nd grade girls. And I saw the wiring wasn't quite right with this prototype board. And I reached over and I was going to show them that you should pull the wire out here and put the wire in there to complete that circuit through the resistor and the LED. I reached for the wire, and all of a sudden, somebody's tapping me on the shoulder, on the hand. One of the 1st grade girls. And she goes, no. And she shuts off the device first before I pull the wire out. 1st grade girl. STEM is the solution to many problems, I think. Because there's a more or less a right answer. A lot of creativity, because there's multiple answers. And some answers work and some don't. And it's not about feelings, it's does the circuit work? And, it's a little unnerving to people, I think, because normally in our normal world, you're dealing with other people and whatnot. People think science and engineering are not dealing with other people. But it's quite the opposite. All you do is start talking to other people. Ask how do you do something, or you look at someone else's and give a suggestion and talk. And for many people, I think it's a very natural way to communicate between people. I think it's a peace, a form of a peaceful strategy when countries work together on projects like this. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody has experiences, and they bring those experiences, and it's like one of the panelists said, like a virus. It spreads, the good kind of virus. Some people say, why are you teaching mechanical engineering? These are agrarian society. Why are you teaching electronics? Well, it turns out I have a couple of farms, I have industry, and you know what? There's electronics everywhere in the farm, and there's chemistry, and there's all kinds of situations, and you have to, the smarter farms work better. The smaller farms might not understand that their fertilizer they put down will wash into the lakes and ponds and streams, polluting the environment. You want to do good things, and unintended bad results happen. What we're trying to do is educate students to understand the environment better so they can grow more with less. How do you do that? You have to understand how drip irrigation works and pressure along the lines, and how much water, and what happens if it rains, and what if some soil has more. I was just in Woleta, where our 14th STEM center is going to be, and there you go to Woleta, and there's water on the ground. You never see water on the ground in other parts of Ethiopia, but in Woleta, their soil has more clay. Whereas on another farm that I have, it's more sand, and there's never any water. The water goes right down to the water table, and you have to pump it back up. These are all STEM subjects to understand, whether you're an agrarian society, or whether you're an industrial society, or just any society. I think it's a very valuable lesson to really understand, and gives you a framework, a matrix to work from. And I think it's excellent like I noticed the arts kind of as a big thing. An artist would be more creative if the artist knew how to make the paints. Instead of buying the tube of paint and throwing it on a canvas, what if they understood the paints? Why is a Michelangelo painting that's 500 years old still colorful? And understand that. Understand the chemistry of painting and sculpting and whatnot. We have 3D printers, and we have now CNC machines. We're making sculptures without chipping away and whatever. We have machines to do that. And some of our STEM centers have these items. So I would submit to you that true creativity and the true art in the larger sense is through STEM. Anyway, so I just try to open your mind a little bit that many, many positive things come out of the STEM subjects to pursue. I believe our 15th STEM center will be actually the Ethiopian Academy of Sciences, because they have the right heart and they have the right facilities and the right mentality. That'll be our next one. I have goals. One of the goals is to have every university that has labs, which is pretty much every university now in Ethiopia. Every university should have a STEM center for its catchment area, thereby automatically solving its university, its community service, because the students come, and all the high schools, it's a form of shared science, and it's an efficient way to do things. Look, we've done all these projects that you've seen. I could go on and on and on with the STEM projects that we've done. Very small amount of money, very small amount of resources. We make mistakes sometimes because we have so few staff. I mean, it's like a handful that we don't have what huge organizations have, a large staff, but we're very effective. What I measure is our impact, and it's by pretty narrow focus on teaching STEM subjects, and we can expand on them. In South Sudan, they asked me about chemical engineering. So I had another Israeli group that I had friendly with, and they wrote me a curriculum for chemical engineering. We don't teach chemical engineering in school. We don't teach electronics in school. But this is the world around us. So we'll go on and on and on with more and more courses. We will find something will match a child's interest. Maybe it's a science museum, just to see different things and pushing and pulling and trying things, or hands-on science museums. Our programs are geared to get kids interested in, and This is just, you're seeing one facet is our science fair, but it's really many, many, many integrated programs, and it's a growing thing. So watch us grow, help us grow. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much once again, Mr. Gelfand, and thank you for coming up with such a brilliant idea as STEM, and thank you for what you're doing for my people and for the people of the world. It's on people like you that this world really depends. You are the solution providers, and we are glad that I have people who actually are so fast and keen to learn from the best. So thank you so much once again, sir. So with that, I'm going to go to the official closing speech. This closing speech was originally supposed to be made by His Excellency the Minister of Education of Ethiopia, but unfortunately, due to a very busy government schedule, he couldn't make it. That's why you heard his name earlier, and but I was informed. So I'm sorry that he couldn't make it, and we're going to go straight to the other guest of honor that we have, and that is His Excellency Mr. Ian Oral, Minister of Higher Education of South Sudan. It's not protocol for me to invite him, but the country director is outside giving a television interview, so I have to do this. So I'm so sorry, sir. Please welcome the minister for me to the stage.
Mr. Mark Gelfand, the founding founder of the STEM Synergy, my colleagues who are here, and the director of STEM Synergy, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to be a part of this important occasions. We came here to witness the move that is moving the STEM Synergy, which is moving, as put it earlier by the Professor John Akech, has it become a virus in Africa and starting in Ethiopia. Now you have a bigger challenge that we are hosting you next Monday in Juba, whereby you will see how the world younger generation is moving ahead with all these challenges that in different areas. Ladies and gentlemen, when you are talking of STEM, it is like a malaria. I was told everybody in his blood has a malaria in it when you are born. When you are born, you are a scientist. Of course, 21st century, scientific and technologies, innovation have become increasingly important. To succeed in this new information-based and highly technology society, and students in Africa need to develop their capabilities in STEM. Ladies and gentlemen, the 23rd Sustainable Development Goals and the African Agenda 2063 have single assigned technology innovation through its key strategies. What we need as Africa for us to move forward, we need to develop a strategy that we need to invest in this STEM scenario so that we cope up with the other world. Otherwise, we are already behind, and we will remain behind as it is. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the STEM-related jobs in Africa are currently performed by multi-internationals from developed countries. So we need to build our capacity. We need to build our skills so that we are able to stand by our own, not to depend on others. if we fail to train our citizens in STEM and also establish adequate policies that will move it forward, and then we will not be able to move forward. Therefore, I urge the African leaders, including myself, to advocate for the genuine implementation of the STEM education in our system. I also wish to thank the STEM Synergy for putting South Sudan in the world map of STEM by constructing and equipping the only STEM center at the University of Juba, which will be officially inaugurated next week. Thanks you all for giving this opportunity and listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again. That was His Excellency Justice Ian Orrell Lam-Tut, Minister of Higher Education of South Sudan, the Republic of South Sudan. Now it's dinner time. Who's hungry? I am hungry. So we have a Kayan Lab Jazz Band. It's very interesting. The name of the jazz band is Kayan Lab, like laboratory. And we're working, with a lot of science, and I don't know if they wanted to name it that way. So they will be back on stage to play wonderful jazz music for you as you have dinner. And after dinner, please take your time to see the exhibition outside as you leave or in between. Thank you all so much. I do hope to see you all again in about a year, taking the STEM Synergy program to a higher level. And sir, Mr. Gelfand, thank you so much for doing this. And I do wish you best of luck in the future and what you're trying to do.